rain has really picked up here pretty much over the last few minutes. The winds are picking up, flags starting to blow a little bit. Still nothing too bad. We've been gusting right around, I've not looked at official observations, but if I had to guess, right around 40 to 45 miles per hour as a max gust. A few of those tree limbs have come down, but yeah, what is radar looking like now, Josh? Is that eyewall coming on shore?
Kind of keeping an eye on that here, and I was just telling Michael and Sylvia at the desk that I believe you're about to get the northern eyewall here momentarily. At least the strongest band associated with Francine is coming your way. I know you're checking radar on your phone, and you've made some observations out there. We're seeing some offshore gusts that maybe were as high as 80 or 90 miles per hour. Of course, land friction is going to reduce that, but I can see the sheets of rain behind you, and velocity is probably saying that you've got 30, 40, 50 mile per hour winds heading in your direction. You'll get the brunt of this storm within the next 60 to 90 minutes, I'd say.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to go down here hill real quick. Wow, rain rates really picking up recently. Flags really blowing behind me. I see sheets of rain curtains in the distance, and with my experience with hurricane eyewalls, I've been in quite a few. Things are going to go downhill very quickly here, and it's going to be like a night and day difference from the rest of the storm. Yeah, it might have been gusty beforehand, a few gusts in that 40 to 45 mile per hour range, but once that eyewall comes ashore, that's where you see those max sustained winds, and that's also where you see the max gusts in the system. When you get, a 90 mile per hour Cat 1 hurricane, those 90 mile per hour winds, that is not outside in the outer bands. That's going to be right around the core of the storm. And that is exactly what we're about to go through here. We're in the outer eyewall right now, but conditions are going to get much worse here over the next hour to hour and a half, and it could get pretty bad here. Whiteout conditions, downing trees, and downing a few power lines as well. But I'm going to track it with here. Try to stay on air as long as possible. Hopefully we don't lose connection here as the eyewall does move ashore, as those strongest winds of Francine about to make landfall here in Morgan City and then slowly weaken as it moves to the north.
Balin,
Live in Morgan City.
Balin, hold on. I want to keep the conversation going with you here a little bit longer here. You're getting the most interesting weather we have in the viewing area right now. Couple of questions, and we do have radar up next to you, and it's a looping radar, and it shows that flood warning that you're under right now as well. So we'll talk about a few of those things. First of all, set the stage for us as to where you are. We can tell there's like a parking lot behind you. I know you moved away from the Atchafalaya River, so what is your location right now?
Well, we're pretty much, it looks like this might be the mayor's office, some sort of governmental building. I'm not sure exactly, but it's a very secure building. We're pretty much blocked from majority of the winds with this building right in front of me. Winds are blowing east to west right now, and we're getting blocked by this building. But I tell you what, rain rates really increased here over the last few minutes, and winds seem to be increasing as well, but not too bad just yet. But like I've been mentioning, it's definitely going to increase, Josh.
All right, and then we have on the graphic next to you, we're scrolling the flood warning that's essentially along the Highway 90 corridor. That's not surprising. I mean, we just don't want folks on the road in that area at all right now anyway. Speaking to those high rain rates, you said we're seeing the sheets of rain behind you and that flash flood warning. From your area, are you seeing, standing water become increasingly a problem? Have you noticed any flooding in your movements around Morgan City today to get to the safe spot you are now?
Not yet. We made that movement a few hours ago, so that was before some of this heavy rain has started to come down. But the heaviest rain rates with this system is going to be with that eyewall as it moves through. So that's probably when we're going to get the most amount of rain in a short time. I'm thinking the National Weather Service issuing this warning, expecting for the rain rates to really increase with the eyewall of Francine as it does move on shore. It's going to get pretty busy here. Basically the heaviest rain and the heaviest winds of the system about to move into Morgan City. Yeah, and
actually we're seeing that eye is just now trying to breach the coast, and I'd say at the St. Mary Terrebonne Parish line. And of course there's, as the crow flies, probably about 40 miles between you and the immediate coast. So doing the math on the speed of this system, that's getting your way here within that next hour or so. Talked about rain. Before I let you go, and we're going to check in really frequently here as you get the worst of these conditions, I want to talk a little bit more about the wind. There we go. You're getting a gust right there. Holding on to the hat. What have you seen moving around in those winds today, Balin?
So far, we've been gusting to tropical storm force. So it's been mainly, I haven't seen any trees down. It's been those like 1 to 3 inch, maybe a little bit bigger tree limbs. You get a big gust come through and the tree limbs start blowing off the trees. Flagpole moving around a lot. Just had a nice little gust a second ago. But so far, again, I haven't driven around the city in the past few hours, but in my immediate area, seeing a lot of tree limbs down, but no large trees. But I do think that's going to change.
And then what about power outages? I mean, you don't have the numbers in front of you, but have you heard any power flashes? Have you had any transformers going yet?
I haven't heard any transformers or seen any. I know the power in this building right in front of me, they still have power. But this building over here, looks like their generator kicked on, so I'm be interested to see if they lost power. And also, I've gotten reports from a few different people that their hotels have already lost power. So don't have the official numbers, but definitely looking like we're already starting to see a few power outages around the area.